gather around the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus, and today we're going to be taking on the second Nerubian dungeon in the Pit of Narjun, Ahn'Kahet the Old Kingdom. So first of all, happy Tuesday everybody, but let's go ahead and go into the lore before we step in to Ahn'Kahet. So let's see, Warlords, we need Wrath, and then Ahn'Kahet the Old Kingdom. Nerub was an empire of great strength when the Lich King arrived in Northrend. Despite ferocious resistance, however, Scourge forces managed to overtake the subterranean kingdom. This is actually the same thing as Nerub, but it's pretty much the same explanation. This is just deeper into the area. So the other thing, too, is if you've played Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, there are actually two remote levels for the Undead campaign that go into the Old Kingdom as well as Nerub. So that's kind of the lore that people wanted to see, is us stepping back in here. And welcome to the Old Kingdom. Now we're doing this heroic like we've done with all of the other dungeons, but in this case it's actually beneficial because you get bonus bosses. That's a lot of what Wrath of the Lich King tried to do with heroic mode. And so let's talk to Seer Ixit before we start up. Our enemies believe us vanquished from the frozen wastes. We will show them the consequences of their ignorance. So, pupil no more. I once called Elder Nadox my teacher. Yes, I called him my t-shirt. That changed forever when I was forced to watch him mercilessly slaughter my friends and family as a servant of the damned. Find him within the depths and make him pay for his crimes, Blood Elf. Okay, so we need to kill Elder Nadox. But we also have additional bosses to take on, so let's go ahead and get things going and assault the Old Kingdom. So this is just deeper into Nerub, and once again, like I said in the previous Dungeons and Drakfus, this actually was a prototype subterranean zone that we were supposed to go into in Northrend. Unfortunately, that didn't come to pass, and it got all scrapped for 2 dungeons. And later, the subterranean zone design was saved for Deepholm in Cataclysm. We also got this one, the Ahn'Kahet Watcher's Corpse. So, I believe this starts up a quest, doesn't it? No, it does not anymore. So, all you have to do is, now that you have this, make sure that you use it. So, we're not going to worry about that too much. Let's step into the Old Kingdom. Hopefully there isn't anything too nasty in here. I'm actually going to go down this way because I've always used it to being taken down this way. And the one thing that people actually did ask me to mention, and I haven't before, is that you can experience these dungeons once again in time walking. Now, I think Nerub is not on that list, but Ahn'Kahet certainly is. So you can go into the Old Kingdom, yes, via that way, and then time walking is just a way to scale you down to its difficulty and to be able to get some additional rewards in Legion. So they do have Wrath of the Lich King time walking, but like I said, I don't know if Nerub is included in that list, but I know Ahn'Kahet is, because I get it a lot. So here is Elder Nadox. Let's go ahead and go over his lore really quick. Nadox was once a venerated Nerubian leader who taught the ancient ways of his race to generations of broods. When the War of the Spider ravaged Nerub, he was overcome by legions of undead. The Lich King reanimated his corpse and bled everything wise and noble from Nadox, forcing him to slaughter his students, friends, and all other Nerubians who opposed the might of the Scourge. Alright, so let's take on Elder Nadox. There we go. And also, you can get additional quests in here. Respect your elders. Okay, so pupil no more. With Nadox gone, I hope to take his place as a leader of my people. The empire of Nerub is destined for greatness, Blood Elf. Alright, so we get an additional quest, Reclaiming Ahn'Kahet. Prince Taldaram and his army of Scourge uses the same wards we once used to hide our empire, to keep themselves safe from the native denizens of the icy depths. Deactivate the wards and slaughter the Scourge guarding them. My forces will help the natives slaughter the rest. Okay, so our next goal here is to take out Prince Taldaram. But first, we need to get to him. And so in order for us to be able to do that, we need to take care of the 3 eyes of Taldaram that are shielding him right now. All you have to do is come on down here. As you can see, this place is very Scourge infested. Including a design that we actually get a justification to later in the questing, But you could start seeing these guys regularly as of Ahn'Kahet, which are these big, titan-like masses of bodies. Basically, Abominations 2.0. That's the best way to look at it. Crap, and I have hiccups now. Dang it. Let's see if that helps. Okay, so these are the ancient Nerubian devices, or the Eyes of Taldaram. Oh no, never mind, they're enemies. So we have to kill them, but we have to use these ancient Nerubian... Oh, jeez, Nerubian devices to unlock Taldaram. Jeez. That hurts after a while. I don't plan for this kind of stuff, guys. Okay, well, let's bring you all up. Let's scoop you all up. So there we go. There's the ancient Nerubian devices. Now the shield is forever off, and there is Prince Taldaram actually coming down. Now, he may look a little familiar. That's because when we took on Utgard Keep, we took on his buddy, Prince Kelesen. All are part of the Sand Lane, who, if you don't know who they are, the Sand Lane are a expedition of blood elves that came, I think, just before Illidan's main forces, and unfortunately were slaughtered by the Lich King, but then raised and brought in as some of his lieutenants. Jeez. I don't plan for hiccups, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and go into the lore of Prince Taldaram. And I'm going to give myself a second here. Okay, we're back. Unfortunately, I still have the hiccups, but I'm going to try and get through... the boss explanation, or the lore explanation for Prince Taldaram. After Kael'thas's failed assault against the Lich King, some of his greatest Blood Elf followers were slaughtered and raised into undeath as Dark Fallen. Prince Taldaram is one of these cunning and bloodthirsty vampiric beings. Oh, jeez. That just doesn't help the lore at all, does it? Always seeking to please the Lich King, he has entered the war-torn depths of Ahn'Kahet in search of lost Nerubian relics that can empower the Scourge's murderous ranks. Sorry, guys. I waited as long as I could, but it just wasn't going anywhere. Let's go ahead and take care of Prince Taldaram. Ow. Seriously? Well, there we go. He was about to go all vampire on me, but I don't care. I thirst. Okay, reclaiming Ahn'Kahet. Excellent. You heard a series of clicking sounds, aside from hiccups right now. I'm starting to wonder what's the bigger threat here, the Old Kingdom or my hiccups. Now to vanquish our other foe. Okay, the Faceless Ones. In my people's struggles against the forces of the undead, they dug deeper as they lost ground. They inadvertently exposed minions of the old gods, known only as Faceless. In the end, we could not fight a war on two fronts. With your aid, perhaps the Faceless will finally fall. Okay, so you need to take care of Harold Village and 3 Forgotten Ones, so we don't need to worry too much about that because that's the last boss, and we're going to be taking care of, first of all, the bonus boss for Heroic Ahn'Kahet. Well, I sit here and hope that my hiccups will go away for you guys. Okay, so in order to get to the bonus boss, who isn't available in normal, you just have to bypass this area and go down into this mushroom area. As you can see, there are some savage cave beasts down here, but there's also a big guy by the name of a Manitar. And actually, there he is. So he's a big old fungal mass, or fungal elemental. Let's go ahead and go into his lore. For ages, fungi and other benign forms of life have thrived in Ahn'Kahet's damp, sun-starved caverns. Only recently has Yogg-Saron spread its oppressive will into this isolated ecosystem. The old god uses its immense corruptive powers to warp one of Ahn'Kahet's native beasts into a monstrous creature known as a Minotaur, as unthinking terror bristling with the destructive energies of its master. Okay, so here he is. Oh, he looks so nice, doesn't he? I am Minotaur! And this guy actually isn't all that hard on heroic mode. He's actually one of the easier bosses. All you have to do is avoid the mushrooms and you're fine. Because I believe he gets buffs off of them and you get debuffs. So yeah, there you go. That is the bonus boss of Ahn'Kahet the Old Kingdom. And now let's take care of the next boss. Named Jidoga Shadowseeker. Who actually you can see, I believe, like if you see that ray right there, where it ends is where she's supposed to be suspended in the air. So let's go ahead and take care of... Whoa, look at this. The Twilight's Hammer is here. Yes, this was kind of your subtle hint in Wrath of the Lich King that the Twilight's Hammer were going to be a thing later on. Oh. And we're already having whispers. Is an old god near? Well, we kind of already know that. Yes, he is. So there's Jidoga, if you could actually see her right there. That's the boss. But first, we have to take care of all of these Twilight Initiates, because, you know, what on earth are they doing? It's actually not as hard as you might think. All you gotta do is just kill them. And this pisses off Jidoga.
These are sacred.
Are they now? Well, I don't care, because you're dead.
To go unpunished.
Let's go ahead and go over the lore really quick, and then I'm going to share a funny little story, so, because we used to make jokes about Jidoga. So, Jidoga dreams of apocalypse. She is rumored to be one of the most fanatical adherents of the Twilight's Hammer. Under the guidance of the ruthless ogre mage Cho'Gall, she learned to twist her shamanic powers to serve the old gods. Not long ago, Jidoga journeyed into the bowels of Ahn'Kahet to prepare for the glorious day when Yogg-Saron will arise and envelop the lands of Azeroth in shadow. So, just to kind of give an explanation of the fight, like, eventually you'd have a bunch more initiates show up, and after a certain percentage, she'll actually go back up into the air, where an initiate can sacrifice itself to empower her. If you actually let that happen, she gets a new ability called Thundershock. And you can only imagine how many, like I went through 2 guilds in Wrath of the Lich King, and all of them made the same joke. Oh look, the Pikachu attacks back. Quick, Pikachu, use Thundershock! Pikachu! Yeah, all that crap would happen. Pikachu! All that would happen. It was not fun. Or it was fun for me. So there you go. That's Jidoga. Let's go ahead and head out to the final boss of Ahn'Kahet the Old Kingdom, which is Herald Village. So this is actually where things get sticky, because we have tentacles involved. Don't rule 34 that, people. So here are some forgotten ones that are actually guarding Herald Village. This is who you're supposed to kill before him. Just go ahead and grab both of these guys and nuke them down. There we go. So now we have all 3, and let's go over the lore of Herald Village. Amidst the Scourge's invasion of Najol-Nerub, amid the Scourge's invasion of Najol-Nerub, many of the kingdom's denizens tunneled underground to escape the Lich King's minions, yet some of them dug too deep, exposing the tendrils of Yogg-Saron. Roused by this disturbance, the entity has sent one of its most ancient warriors, Herald Village, to cull the beleaguered Nerubians and annihilate anyone foolish enough to threaten the old god. Now, this was actually a fun boss back in the day because we like to call it the Insanity Boss! You guys will see in a second. Or, I don't know, maybe I won't actually proc it. No, I won't, because I just nuke him. So, if you actually came in here with a group of 5...
Inventory is full.
Oh, crap, and I actually did come across full inventory. We'll take care of that in a second. If you actually came across this guy with a full party and around 50%, he would cast an ability called Insanity, which would basically make you think all of your party members have turned on you. So you would actually have to take care of these vile shadows of your former friends and then take out Village. And I believe you could actually get a 25% one too in heroic mode. So let's go and talk to See Your Exit. You have done well,
You have done well, monk. With the servants of the old gods defeated, the time is upon my people to retake our ancient home.
I get carried.
There we go, but unfortunately I have no space whatsoever, so let's go ahead and start tossing some stuff. I already have the Puntable Marmot, so we'll just take care of that, and then turn in the quest. There we go. And because I want to actually get all this stuff too... Oh, dang it. The problem is that Balaj is like right on my screen. Destroy the golden banana, because I already have it. And the turnip punching bag, I already have that. And the turnip paint gun, I already have it. They're all in my toy box. And... no, I don't want to talk to Sea Exit. I want to talk to this guy and get the titanium compound bow. And at the very end here, I'm actually going to end it up here. So there's your back door out of this area. But originally, there used to be a quest involving the Watcher's Corpse. All you'd have to do is take the Watcher's Corpse up to this brazier and burn it. And there you go. And you would get credit for it. But now they've since taken that out. So instead, you get Watcher Corpse dust. But that's going to go ahead and do it for Ahn'Kahet the Old Kingdom. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, I will be with you guys on Wednesday for more Tale of Drakfu. And stay tuned for next week as we take on more dungeons in Wrath of the Lich King. We'll see you then.